la directrice du musée. I don't speak French, but I'm trying my best. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the museum at Oglethorpe University. Je voudrais commencer ce soir avec un petit mot. Je pense qu'il est à propos de célébrer l'esprit du cabaret cette semaine. Parce qu'on rend hommage à l'esprit français, lui-même. I think it's appropriate this evening that we celebrate the spirit of the cabaret, because it also pays homage to the spirit of France. And I never knew it would be this appropriate this evening. So let's just have a moment of silence as we think about the people of Paris and Mali and Lebanon and so many places. On with the merriment.
Vive la France!
Vive la France! Vive la France! Okay, to begin, we are going to, I'm going to introduce to you Mr. John Daniel Tilford, who this evening is Napoleon III. Can I speak to you for a moment?
Thank you, Elizabeth. Bonsoir. You like it? Thank you all for coming this evening. I had the great pleasure of curating the exhibition that hangs in this very room. It's up all semester, The Sorrow of Too Many Joys, which, as Elizabeth alluded to, was a response to earlier tragedies, and sadly has become even more timely after last Friday's tragic events in Paris. However, we're here to celebrate life and liberty, freedom, and the liberal arts education. So I just want to thank you all for being here this evening. I am Napoleon III. I do not belong in Le Chat Noir. Why am I here? I am here, first of all, because I like this outfit a great deal. And I'll probably be wearing it later this evening. No, I'm here because of the oppression that my character, Napoleon III, imposed upon the French people. There was a rebellion that created the inspiration for Rodolphe Salis and Le Chat Noir. So this evening we've done something very unique. I don't think any other museum in the world has ever done this before, and we have recreated Le Chat Noir, completely filled with original 19th century works of French art. Much of what you see in this room, almost a great deal of what you see in this room, is on loan from the collection of Michael and Lana Schlossberg, who are here this evening, and we thank them. And we will all be very careful in this room tonight. But we also wish to thank Bob and Sherry Gaines, who also graciously loaned the exhibition. Peter Rogers, also lenders, are in Paris as we speak, so they could not be here this evening. Mark and Sabrina Riveles, also of Atlanta, were gracious lenders to the exhibition. They could not be here this evening either. But again, I just want to thank you all for coming, and it's now my great pleasure to introduce Antonio Mantica, class of 2015 of Oglethorpe University, who is now in the role of Rodolphe Salis.
Oh, myself. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Yes, let's hear it. One more time. Oh, it's very nice. I can tell you are going to be a fantastic audience tonight, all right? Well, welcome. As he said, my name is Rodolphe Salis. I don't know who this Antonio person is. But if Rodolphe or Salis is too hard of a word for you to say, you may call me Randy. In part because I think it is a nice shortening of Rodolphe, but in part because it would not be the first time someone has said I was Randy. But we have a wonderful show prepared for you tonight. I will be stepping in between all of your acts and interrupting the show to tell you a little bit about the history and about what happened in the founding of Le Chat Noir. And we begin with a group of radical young writers and artists who called themselves les hydropathes, right? So we correct my fake French. J'ai pas faux French fantastique. Je n'ai pas French realistic. But this group of people were called those who are afraid of water, and they were led by a journalist called Emily Gordeau. Right? Yes, Godot. I promise, I will make it through the night. But like many young men, especially around my age, they were indeed adverse to water. They preferred wine and beer in great volumes as opposed to drinking agua. But Godot's club, which met in his house, I'm sorry? Gulot? Gulot. There is a B in there. It is Gulot. Gulot. Let's have one more. Alright, thank you. Alright, thank you. It's very nice. Alright. We've got 2 hours, alright? I swear to you. Alright. But this man, this journalist, his club met in a house on the left bank and had become so popular and so energetic that it outgrew its meeting place. And they had to find a new premises. Well, myself, as an artist, had just acquired a new cabaret, which was in need of some livening up. So I invited this journalist and his friends to come and join me. And the torchlit procession heralded the crossing of the Seine and the real beginning of Le Chat Noir, which, in case you did not know, means the Black Cat Cabaret. Thank you for reading my mind. But our first performance of this evening is from Dr. J. Lutz, a professor of French here at Oglethorpe University. So please join me in welcoming him.
Rodolphe. Assistez-moi.
Sorry.
Thank you.
We have, good evening. Bonsoir. Je suis ravi d'être avec vous ce soir, mais je parlerai en anglais to be sure that everyone understands, although my selection here is in French and there are some photocopies coming around of the song that we're going to sing somewhat together. In the cabarets, typically in the 19th century, the audience knew the refrains or learned them in the same way you're going to learn the refrain this evening. And we're doing a Boulangist song. You'll hear some other Boulangist songs later on in the program. It's a movement that I have been studying for many years from a cultural standpoint. And it's over in the corner there, behind the bar, there is an album, Boulangist, that is part of the exhibition. Georges Boulanger was the Minister of War in 1886. The Third Republic thought that they finally found a Republican instead of a Royalist Minister of War. Instead, he developed a populist following, and the governments in the Third Republic changed about every 8 months. Usually it would last out a year. And he lasted for 2 governments. And then, because of all of the political activity, he was carrying out on his own behalf, he was forced out of a third government. So now we're in 1888, and Boulanger, by that time, has started running, well, let's see, we're in 1887 at this point. And what happens is that because he's politically dangerous, he is assigned to a battalion in the center of France, sort of the far corner of the provinces from the Parisian perspective, Clermont-Ferrand. It's right in the Massif Central, in the very center of the country. And even though he's a general running a battalion, he is refused access to Paris. He's not supposed to go to Paris. But what happens is, everybody knows that he shows up, and he shows up in disguise. And the government was worried about him doing politics. In fact, he was having rendezvous with his maîtresse, his mistress. But that wasn't clear at the time. And what you've got on the cover of your sheet music here is a song that you see the general there in disguise with the dark glasses, with a flower for his lady. And the song is about should he stay in Paris or not? Faut-il qu'il reste à Paris? And the refrain is going to say, should he stay in Paris? And all of you are going to say, oui, 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 oui. Or, should he go back to Clermont? No, no, no. I'm going to sing the first verse. I'll do the verse and then we'll work on the refrain together. And then I'm going to do the 5th and the 6th verse if you want to follow along. And in the first verse, he's still considered a schoolboy. The schoolboy who wants to go back to Clermont-Ferrand. It becomes clear that he is no schoolboy. And by the time we get to verse 5, he's in the Assemblée Générale, where he is a member of parliament. So it becomes political at that point. So let us, if you can, you'll see the start of, we've got the first verse with the music there.
At the top it says,
That's right. Faut-il qu'il reste à Paris? Faut-il qu'il reste à Paris? J'ai un petit cousin dans la salle, un jeune collégien Clermont. Vous pouvez contempler sa belle, cette gauche fleur là-bas dans le fond. Y'en veut plus retourner au collège, il dit qu'il en pense qu'au pour moi. Là-bas dit-il que deviendrai-je, j'aime mieux rigoler auprès de toi. C'est débattant, y a plus d'enfants. Now, I'm going to do the refrain once, and then you do it with me. Are you going to see the refrain? Qu'il reste à Paris. Oui, oui, oui. Qui retourne à Clermont. Non, non, non. Pardonnez-moi, ma vie. Faut-il qu'il reste à Paris? Oui. Retourne à Clermont. Dites-moi oui, oui, non. We'll do it again with the 5th verse here. So if you want to follow along, and then we'll do the refrain. Il va partout hier à la chambre, il entend député disait, messieurs, j'approuve le 2 décembre. Le 2 décembre, all my students that you're going to see in a little bit do a play that we've been studying know about le 2 décembre 1851-1852, first coup d'etat when Louis Napoleon was the president, and then declaration of the Second Empire, 2nd of December 1852, and that's where we got Messieurs, j'approuve le 2 décembre, le peuple eut ce qu'il méritait, the people get what they deserve. So, let me start this one again, and I am going to help myself. député disait, Messieurs, j'appelle le 2 décembre, le peuple est hérité. N'a su que le peuple s'écrie Eugène, on ne tombe plus comme un mouton. Et quand le chambre se démène, lui déclame du palais Bourbon. Les députés furent épatés. Faut-il qu'il reste à Paris? Oui, oui, oui. Ou qu'il retourne à Clermont? Non, non, non. Donnez-moi votre avis. Faut-il qu'il reste à Paris? On retourne à Clermont. Dites-moi oui, oui, no. And the last verse changes somewhat. It says, and the refrain changes, it says that he's going to have to leave Paris, because he could be a problem. So, here is Sixième. Je ne sais vraiment pas quoi faire, les chansons. Je crois qu'il ne se suffisait de s'en retourner à Clermont. Pour lui, je vais être indulgente en gardant quelques jours ici. Mais si ma grâce me tourmente, je serai forcé de lui dire ceci. Tu fais Gaspard, trop de bêta. Tu vas décamper de Paris. Oui, oui, oui. Et t'en retourner à Clermont. Non, non, non. Tu me poses trop de soucis. Tu vas décamper de Paris. Tu vas, mon garçon, filer à Clermont. Then I thought we could do a little sing-along with something that you all know, so, or that many of you know. And you've also got that in your handout.
Should we request?
I've never sung this, so this will be some pretend French. There's nothing like sight reading the evening of a performance. Here we go.
This is improv.
It's improv.
Thank you. That was wonderful, yes?
Yes.
Yes? The correct answer is yes, yes, yes! All right, wait. There are a bunch of little pigs running around, I think. Another question for you. Are you ready for the next act? Very nice, very nice.
No.
There are two illuminated exit signs in the night. You will find your seat in the case of emergency landing will be used as a flotation device. Stupid joke. I'll tell you one more thing about Le Chat Noir. In the early days of the Cabaret, it was simply the most exciting place to be for any emerging artists in the city. The entertainment was totally spontaneous, and it would be in, how you say, a bit of chaos. But poets...
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is not in chaos. I would think that this is very well organized, yes?
Yes.
All right, we can stop that. All right? Well, Le Chat Noir was a place for poets and writers and musicians and singers who could jump up to the microphone and sing and be in front of their peers and receive instant and sometimes sarcastic feedback on their work. It was what today we would call an open stage. You like my American accent? You know, I'm just going to not ask you any more questions so that we don't have to deal with this kind of thing. But although the critics could sometimes be harsh, performers and artists learned much from their peers. And in fact, they were encouraged and sometimes nurtured respectfully to grow. And sometimes new and exciting talents emerged. Such as is our next performer, whose name is Laika Wilde, who I hear is a big fan of cameras. Thank you for everyone who is over the age of 40 who got that joke. Well, Laika Wilde.
And I'm a student here at Oglethorpe. I'm a senior, and I'm a theater major. And so what I'm going to be doing for you tonight, I didn't know I'd have to speak, so I'm just going to wing it, because this is a cabaret, and that's what we do, right? Yeah. So, basically, I chose this music because, like, during this time, like, really, impressionistic pieces were really popular, like, music that really evoked, like, a lot of emotion and was very dramatic, and so I was very drawn to those types of pieces when I was picking this music, so I have some tangos and things like that. So I hope you enjoy, and feel free to, like, talk about and, and walk around while I'm playing. Also, you don't have to sit and stare at me. If you want to get up and dance, that's awesome. So I don't know how many these tables are, but you get the points. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you enjoy. The first one is called Liebestraum, which is definitely not French. So. called La Comparsita, also not French sounding, is it? But it's a tango, so I hope you enjoy. This next one is called Melody in F, which is not, the title is not in French, but perhaps it is, I don't know.
Lovely. I have never heard a tiny guitar played so well. Right? Now, I forgot to mention this, but Laga is actually a senior at Oglethorpe University. She is a performing arts major. So, yeah. It's a wonderful place. Right? Only at a place like Oglethorpe could you have the opportunity for students like Laika to come in and do something like this, an opportunity with the museum. But I'll tell you something about myself while we all watch as Elizabeth walks by. All right, but I'll tell you something about myself. I have often been called something of an eccentric showman. But my fondness for my precociousness and my processions has preceded my name. I'll tell you a story about myself. I once greeted all of the patrons who walked into Les Chat Noirs by announcing to them of my death. I told them then that I would lead my own funeral procession across the streets of the Montmartre and drum up all of the publicity of the cabaret. Also, the Swiss Guard then became a permanent fixture of Le Chat Noir, and the interior was flamboyantly decorated with a mishmash of heavy antique furniture, which you are all sitting on today. You can tell it's antique by how much it creaks when you sit on it. Lamps and paintings, and to give it a Louis XIII ambiance. But performers, interestingly enough, were never paid, except for in free beer and free absinthe. But I think that is a fine fee for performing in front of you all tonight. Don't you agree?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much to those of you who did not say oui, oui, oui. I took a risk in asking you a question, and it worked. But I tell you, I was even once accused of making money from the work of others as the club became more and more successful. But some regulars became disgruntled with me, and about the emphasis on commerce more than art, and they often would leave. But hopefully this next group of people will not leave and will entertain you, because like this is also a group of students who is coming before you. They are in fact the Oglethorpe University French Satire class, a class that was put together to coincide exactly with this exhibit at the OU Museum of Art. So please welcome the Oglethorpe French Satire class.
Bonjour, mes amis, bonjour. Bonjour. Is the play we will be reading this evening. It is one of the first steps taken into nihilistic and absurd theater. The writer, Alfred Jarry, his absurd movement brought about the likes of Dadaism, as well as acted as a predecessor of the Surrealist movements during the 1920s and 1930s. It tells the story of a bamboozling idiot, Monsieur Ubu, and his efforts to take the Polish throne. In this scene of Ubu, Monsieur Ubu has planned out his attack on the King of Poland during the military parade. Ubu insults the king's soldiers, then proceeds to attack him and call out his own army in a sneak attack. Ubu kills the king and his brother Boleslas, while the queen and king's older brother, Bukolas, flee the scene. Monsieur Ubu successfully steals the king of Poland.
Non, près où? Venez près de moi avec votre suite pour inspecter les troupes.
Attention, vous autres. On y va, monsieur, on y va.
Voici le régiment de gardes à chevaux d'Ansic. Ils sont fort beaux, ma foi.
Vous trouvez? Ils me paraissent misérables. Regardez celui-ci. Depuis combien de temps le t'es-tu débarbouillé, ignoble drôle?
Mais ce sont des faux plans. Calmez-vous donc. Calmez-vous donc. Ah, misérable!
Merde! À moi, les hommes!
Oh! Qu'est-ce là, dangereux? Des guénons!
Ah, j'ai la couronne! Aux autres maintenant! Tu se tatoues.
Enfin, je commence à me rassurer.
Vous n'avez aucun sujet, les frères.
Ah, que vois-je? Sainte Vierge, ils perdent du terrain.
Ah, que vois-je, mes deux frères poursuivis par le père Ubu et ses hommes.
Oh, il est entouré.
Toute l'armée suit de père Ubu, le roi n'est plus là. Horreur, au secours.
Ah, hélas, ce furieux pénètre dans le palais. Il monte l'escalier.
Et défends-toi, hurrah, Ladislas.
Je défendrai ma mère jusqu'à la mort. Le premier qui fait pas est mort.
Oh, bordure, j'ai peur. Laissez-moi m'en aller. Traîne-toi un peu clairage.
Tiens, voyou, voilà le compte.
Tiens bon, mon fils, tiens bon.
Je n'ai pas un sac à 20. Ça doit payer.
Oh, je vais bien en venir à tout bout de même.
Mère, sauve-toi par l'escalier.
Et toi, mon fils, et toi?
Je te suis.
Tâchez d'attraper la reine. Ah, la voilà partie. Quant à toi, misérable.
Ah, vive Dieu. Voilà ma vengeance. Mère, je te suis.
Et voilà.
What a beautiful performance, and very funny, and you know, with or without the crowns, which we almost forgot. We've never done a cabaret before, but I think we'll do another one. So this is our intermission. If you would like to have another beverage, please take your time. We have about 15 minutes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Merci beaucoup.
It's something because they want to see something. They want to see that So now you and your brother live with your dad. Oh, that's right. In New Orleans, and you, yeah, where your dad went. That's right. That's right. Yeah, my no, your grandmother and my mother were going way back in the church circle, and so they know each other. And your mom and my mother were in the same circle. Your mom used to take care of them, so they knew all them. And I met your dad, and you want to get a snack or something? And I have a paper now. I'll take the pressure. It's so weird. I'm getting another master's in museum stuff. Yeah, so I'll tell you. I laugh because, you know, it's not like I really did a lot of searching. But it almost seems like when somebody asks me to do something or there's something going on, I'm like, paper new.
Deadline.
I feel like, you know, the pressure is like, you're doing it, but it's like the pressure.
There's got to be a lot of papers in your
Oh my God.
It's not like I had like just like tests where I did the number right.
I know, and you know, like a couple of friends of mine are doing their MBAs, and they don't even know what MLA is. So I'm like, all my papers have to be in MLA format, or, you know, and I'm sitting there like, don't you write papers? And they go, no, you just do like statistics things, like spreadsheets.
I don't know what
Modern Language Association. It's like the Chicago Manual of Style.
Okay.
Do you use MLA in Kennesaw? You do use Chicago? Yeah. Well, different stuff. Harvard used to be on Chicago, but I went to every day on Chicago. And I knew Chicago, and now I have to use MLA.
So it's a sort of style of writing and
It's how you format it.
Right? How you format it.
You know, you can text parentheticals.
Decided like your sources, like your
And I'm telling you, they're like Nazi. If you don't put the period with the quotation mark with the parentheses,
That's what they'll get you on,
it's
right?
all hanging fruit. And if you miss it, it's you know.
Well, you know, when Meredith went to school, she had learned at high school they taught one way. So she did her first papers. She always did really well in English and writing. Her first paper in college, she said, Mom, everything I do is wrong. You know, I'm not allowed to use the first person.
Oh yeah.
They wanted you to use it.
No conjunctive. I mean, I can't use it.
It was terrible. She said I got dinged on everything. So it is like what you're taught, and then you have to relearn.
Oh my God! And these books, you get And then I've got I'm not as savvy. There's sites that you can like plug in and then automatically cite it for you. Yeah. Oh, is that the best one? Yeah. Yeah. Citation machine.com. Look that one up. To relearn something. Jim, I'll have a little red. Red. They have something like that. I don't even know what foods are there. If there's any food like that, I'll give it away. Do you want to play the sweets or something? Go.
He's a mild case of it. The girls went to school with the kid who went into the girls go to no, they went to Maris.
Oh, they did? I was a Maris cheerleader.
Oh, were you?
When it was all boys, of course.
Well, yeah, they went to Maris. They had father. Well, you didn't go to school everywhere. The cheerleaders. No, they had
75 and 76, and then in 77, I think
they entered. They had girls. Well, she learned how to write papers from his father Frank, who was I remember Father Frank. So anyway, she learned
he was there a long time.
He's been there forever, and he teaches like.
I was a Maris cheerleader. No, but it was when it was all boys. My father was so funny. We were in class. I was a cheerleader for my high school. There he is! Hey there, Mr. Ty. How are you? Your son and I were discussing MLA. There's next door to me. I bet you do you want a glass of wine? Do you want some red or white? You need a glass after that traffic. Here's some red. I just got it. I'm telling you. I can't go through that traffic. I said last night.
He's cop. But I was downtown. I went to get him. He came downtown.
Oh, Jim, you should have just marked your phone in my car. We have our... You just put your mustache.
Where's our mustache? Here you go.
You gotta wear a mustache. We are having. Go get you one.
You know what? We are having a lot of fun. I am having a lot of fun. I'm probably
just keep drinking. It's funnier.
I'm probably being so obnoxious.
It's a cabaret. It's a cabaret. But Tim was the MC.
He is really
He's cute. He's really cute. Oh, you should see him. That's why they call him. No, I was telling Brandon, I've got a couple of minutes ready to pick up and I'm flying to China. I love that car. I just want to I got the car not thinking I was going to have to get money. And I put 25 down and then because they kept it for me for like 3 weeks and they said, I'm flying up to West Virginia to drive it on. I'm not even taking a suitcase. I'm taking my toothbrush
and you're going up and coming back.
How far are you?
A couple of vitamins.
Probably what? 7 hours?
It's 650. It's a hike. But I think I'm going to go as far as Knoxville. Saturday night, just get a bite to eat. I'm taking a book and I'm going to just sit in a cheap roadside hotel. And then I'm going to
I'll tell you, she gave it to me like up here in the bone. I was swollen. And I'm thinking, why did you give it to me so high up? And then get in the bed and I've got chills. I need to write. I felt lousy. But it does impact people differently. Sometimes you do get like a mild pain.
Well, if they say if you have any allergic things to eggs,
Of eggs or something.
yeah. But I quit eating meat, like 3 years ago, and it's changed about a year ago.
But I do know if you are allergic to eggs, do the vaccine, they grow it.
Right. Who wants a boat? I'm going to go get both here. Sharon.
I do. I'll take one.
Jim.
So where do you live? East Country.
We just bought a townhome in Vinings, so we're moving. We haven't put our house up for sale.
We live right next to Susan.
But we're going to put it, yeah. And then we're going to move to East Cobb for the tax.
Well, fine.
But that's Cobb. But that's Cobb County. Yeah. So we're moving to Cobb County. They're gone. Our house is way too big for us. They've left years ago.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's a big house. Ours isn't quite as sizable. We're trying to declutter.
Okay.
Go through.
You get ladies get more pay. Here, Brennan, I'll give you the blue. It's like the voting party. You're like the voting party. It fits you so well, Mark. All right. The food that you have a what? I missed it. He's got an Obama stuff. He's as Brendan and I are in the same way. Okay. Your father said to me one night, how do you people, why do you shake so badly when George Bush's name is mentioned? Brendan, you know what? I said, holding up the hill, it's not enough. I hope you're, oh God, I haven't finished writing, but I've got 7 out of 8 pages to
What are you writing about? Maybe we can help.
I think another glass of wine is going to be a very good thing.
Collaborative effort.
I'm doing this on the ranks. I'm taking a course. I took 3 courses. Suicide, work full time. But I got done 2 of them. 2 of them was 2 hours. So they got done quick. This course is on historic house. And historic house preservation is like the Tully Smith, those kind of, just famous historic houses. So Yeah, and you can edit with the invoice. Do you mind if we pose in front of the Gauguin and the Daumier? Get the spirit of the cabaret. Sorry. This is just the one that we yeah, this one. I'm going to just squeeze behind you.
We sat next to the best painting.
Oh, you've got too much stuff. I'm sorry. Can you get this Daumier in with us? You think you're talented enough? Okay. Very appropriate statues. You guys picked very face appropriate. This is very good. I told him if he doesn't have a girlfriend. Well, he said a little bit. But I'll tell you what.
Alright, take it one. See if you like it. Took two and six back.
Yeah, maybe it's not his time. Is she your type or no? Would you be attracted to her if you saw her out at the mall? The one that plays the violin? Maybe. Maybe needs to get up maybe we're smart. I'm a mom of a boy too. My son's name is Mark. Work smart. I can't believe you picked that. So, do you need to be over there?
That's what I was just saying. I need to get the mic to my back.
You might be fired, my friend. No, we're getting there. I guess we might just hold it. It is busy. Here. Okay, now we have to be serious.
Alright, now you're blocking the photo of the picture.
Oh, we're gonna do this one.
This? Oh, it says Alright, you know. Alright, you two look beautiful. I don't know about the picture. Alright, let's try this again.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. 3 times, Sharon. It's a Daumier. She said, listen. No. I need to turn the air of it. I wasn't sure how she said.
Now I see that I can't read with her right up here. I want you to try.
I was at his gravesite or something.
Where is that gravesite?
An island south of the border between California and
Like you did.
And that's where he was carried.
Well, that's funny. It's Steve. Always Steve.
Well, we read a thing about Robert Lewis Stevenson. Oh, okay. I mean, I thought that was a weird place for him to end up. Buried up on the mountain. George Riley. Yeah, we're down there. So you're a sailor.
What's that called?
To get you in front of the Gauguin.
I'm gonna go like this.
This summer I'm at San Diego to
What Gauguin?
Watermelon, still home. Across the Atlantic and 41 first one. I think the one that's long.
All right, put your head. One photo. Just one photo.
Across the Atlantic,
You sailed across the Atlantic?
I sailed as a
Jim's nickname was Captain Clyde.
I sailed as a kid. I grew up in Huntington, New York, which is Long Island.
I sailed from Huntington to Bermuda.
Really? Wow.
Did you ever get afraid of the triangle?
No, but I did break my collarbone on the way back from Bermuda, and I got a steel foot.
Yeah, you know what? We both have. I have one of this side. He has one of that side. 9 screws.
And you did that on the sail?
I sailed competitively as a,
In the storm.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin the second half of the program. Please take your seats.
That hurts too. Maybe it didn't hurt you, but it hurt me. What? And your collarbone is the only bone that connects your arm to your body. And it's like that big. It's not. Oh, you should pick mine, and I have to go through the thing. For some reason, I always light up there, even though it's too thin. So I always go through the, which is actually better. Because if you're like global entry or what do you call it, TSA, you have to take your things off. It's something when I go through the regular schemes, I always
I was in San Francisco this week and I saw a movie.
oh, yeah, the DJ Club in San I just did the club. I saw the video. They did a beautiful video of the club in San Francisco. Is that amazing though?
He said, come and go.
Did you take somebody? Hey! You did? So the food was good in your club. It's very good. But they added that coffee in.
What if you get more
They built the flagships my club.
Inside, security, nobody's outside.
And it's beautiful. Yeah, I had a nice pleasure.
So are you pretty much done? Or you have more to go?
Thank God. Yeah. The roof, the gutter, the car. And now I gotta pay my taxes. Because you know, I gotta write a fat I know. Well, I don't even pay my tax guy just stuff a year in. So he always makes me food out. So I'm chosen to do this. This has not been a good year. This has been the big ticket.
I'm excited about this car. What color is it?
I really wanted to do some but oh, I wanted to get this wagon again. So pretty.
Those are nice cars. They're really nice cars.
But you know what? I don't know.
Attention, mesdames et messieurs, we're about to begin the second half. Don't go away, Brandy.
But it's got
You do not know how to eat a chocolate. Put it down. You're having too much absinthe. We are ready, please. Announce the next.
Has anyone figured out how to eat these little chocolates? I'm sorry I asked. This table told me to use my finger, and I told them that we need to keep this child appropriate for inappropriate. But I'll tell you, everyone, if you would, in the back there are some people still who are lingering. But I will tell you something more. The first Le Chat Noir was billed as a Louis XIII style cabaret founded by a fumiste. Now, the cabaret was established in November of 1881 by myself. And by that time, I had already, earlier that month, convinced the poets and the journalists and the singers to bring all of their people who were, quote-unquote, afraid of water, from the left bank to the Montmartre, and to make Le Chat Noir their brand new home. Then, in January of 1882, the cabaret began to publish its very first journal. Le Chat Noir was It's also the name of it's also the name of the journal, apparently. But our first group we have coming for you now is the vocal ensemble from the Oglethorpe Chorale. So please, if you would, join me in welcoming the ensemble.
Before the ensemble sings for you, and I will have the pleasure of joining them, I thought I'd say just a few words about what they're going to share with you. We're back in the Boulangist period, and they are going to sing the what eventually became known as the Boulangist anthem. This was first sung on the 14th of July, the national holiday in 1886, and it's where Boulanger first started developing the popular following that led to a movement that by 1889 was threatening the government at the time that the Third Republic was getting ready to celebrate the centennial of the Revolution. The anthem has nothing political about it. It's about a family going to the 14th of July parade and having a good time and supporting the army. Then the second song will be Les Piou-Piou d'Auvergne, which I talked to you earlier about how Boulanger got sent off to Clermont-Ferrand, and that's in the very center of Auvergne, so he became connected with that region. And at that time, if you were an enlisted man and not an officer, you didn't have the right to wear a beard. And one of the things that Boulanger was very much an enlisted man's minister of war, and one of the things that he changed was that enlisted men got to have beards. So the Piou-Piou d'Auvergne are all, they have beards, and he also changed the food that they, before they were eating in mess kits before, and they got China and good food, and so he's also connected with la soupe, la soupe populaire, la grande soupière, the big soup bowl, and all of that is in the second song that you'll hear. And then there is a third song that is very political and was used as demonstrators were marching through the streets saying, Vive Boulanger, and what's kind of interesting that I found in my research that's really, that's very helpful to what I've been doing is that you read the newspaper reports and they will tell you what the demonstrators or the various people were singing. Then they turn the corner and they sing this song, and then they come into the theater singing this song. And these are some of the best-known songs of the Boulangist movement, starting with its anthem. Okay.
Je suis une joyeuse famille, puis longtemps j'avais fait plonger dans ma femme, ma soeur, ma fille, voilà que du 14 juillet. Après avoir cassé la route, ensemble nous sommes mis en route. La femme a invité devant, le jour de grâce à bel moment. Chacun va en beauté, pour pouvoir rouloter. D'abord ma chante de blonde, ma femme portait du jambon, ma belle-mère comme fricot, avait une tête de veau, ma fille son chocolat, et ma soeur deux œufs sur le plat. Gazé content, nous marchons triomphants, en allant à Longchamp le cœur à l'aise, sans hésiter, comme nous aurions peut-être, n'aurait complémentaire la mer française. Je suis une joyeuse famille, puis longtemps j'avais des projets, d'amener ma femme, ma soeur, ma fille, voilà le 14 juillet. Après avoir cassé la croûte, ensemble nous sommes mis en route. La femme a fait devant, ma jeunesse offre bel moment. Chacun veut en beauté, comme pour vos brûloter. D'abord pour moi, chanter pour nous, ma femme portait le jambon, ma mère est comme fricot, avec une tête de veau, ma fille sans chocolat, elle m'a deux sur le plat. Qu'ils étaient contents, nous marchons triomphants, en allant dans notre chambre, le cœur à laisser, sans hésiter, comme nous aurions fait taire, voix est complémentaire en langue française. En France, il y a des solidarité, remplis des vaillances, et très bons soldats, et des corps et comptes, qu'est-ce qu'ils sont des plombs, c'est qu'ils ont des comptes de toi en montant, comme les plus d'enfants en guerre, le commandant pour son compte on trempe en substance la grosse pierre, quand faudra manger, on se passera des boulangers. En Auvergne, France, il y a des solidarité, remplis des vaillances, et de soldats, et des comptes, et ces soldats d'aplomb, c'est ce qu'ils sont des comptes du poids montant, quand les pupilles d'en venir en guerre, le canon tombera, pour se rendre on tremble la substance, la grosse guerre, là faudra manger, on ne passe pas boulanger. Il était au ministère, n'ayant qu'un sur le pôle, la doctrine était prospère, ses payas fit en coco. Tant pis si cela dérange tout le monde, et ben oh, 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 c'est Boulange, c'est Boulange qu'il me faut. Il était au ministère, n'ayant qu'un sur le pôle, la doctrine n'était pas fière, ses payas fit en coco. Tant pis si cela dérange tout le monde, et ben oh, 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 c'est Boulange, c'est Boulange qu'il me faut.
How wonderful! I do not sing at all. So I won't be singing tonight, unless I have enough of the very tasty absinthe that is available, and then I will get up here and start singing, oh, Champs-Élysées, and we can continue on. No, thank you. I need that in my life. But I tell you, initially, the cabaret was very small. It was only in a two-room space with an imitation Rabelais period interior, but within 3.5 years, its great popularity enabled Le Chat Noir to move 2 blocks away into a larger and more elaborate house. The cabaret's early success was partly due to the introduction of a piano, which was made possible by my efforts to disregard the government statute that had prohibited music in cabarets previously. And at this critical moment in history, my Parisian entertainments in music and song joined in the cabaret's spoken repertoire of poetry and verse. So next up available for you, we have once again Laika Wilde playing her tiny guitar. If you'll notice in your programs, her name this time is listed as Chesney. So apparently she has had an identity crisis from between the first act and the second act of this show. She has also grown a mustache. Feel free to call her whichever name you would like, but please, Chesney, Leica, Wild.
To best suit my identity crisis, I will don a mustache for this next performance. So, the next thing that I'm going to play for you is Salut d'amour. Does anyone who speaks French, could anyone tell me what that means?
Tribute to love.
Salut d'amour. Is that French? I don't know. Okay, well, thought someone would know that. Failing death. I hope you enjoy it.
Lovely. I am so glad you overcame your identity crisis to perform that. All right. Isn't it, I think it is quite amazing that only at a place like Oglethorpe University could you have students like the ensemble choir and the students who perform their acting scene and students who play musical instruments to perform. So if I could please ask you for a round of applause for the Oglethorpe students and their ability to cooperate. I would say incroyable. Right. But I suppose you could say that my promotional skills sort of exaggerated the accounts of what happened in the Cabaret in its own journal that we produced. And it would quite make true, and quite make a reality, of the following hyperbole, which is a fancy word meaning a sentence that is not necessarily true, that was often said of Le Chat Noir, and that was, Le Chat Noir is the most extraordinary cabaret in the world. You rub shoulders with the most famous men of Paris, meeting there with foreigners from every corner of the world. And I think that is absolutely true tonight, and absolutely true in the historical Le Chat Noir Cabaret itself. But coming up, we have our very own Elizabeth Peterson, playing with Randy Elkins, someone whose real name is Randy. I told Elizabeth I didn't know you could sing, and she said, neither did I. But please join me in welcoming them to...
Am I going to speak? No, I'm just going to sing.
Hold on.
Hold on. Okay, I'm ready. Somehow. So that was no fun. I'm trying to sing it right. I haven't sung in public in a long time, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Quand elle était petite, le soir elle allait en Sainte Marguerite. Mon tante qu'elle est grande,
I've been distracted by my 19th century telegram device.
I need you for solidarity.
All right.
Fraternity. Okay. Our next performer is Mr. Timothy Parrott, who I met through Randy Elkins in the Virginia Highlands Church, and he is not this Randy, and he is an incredible, incredible singer, who sings with the Atlanta Opera, and we are very, very, very lucky and pleased to welcome him. I want to let you know he's singing songs about not about Paris, but about New York, Little Porgy Bess, and the Impossible Dream, Men of La Mancha. Timothy Parrott.
Bonsoir, everyone. Bonsoir. I don't speak French, but are you having a great time?
Yes.
So we're going to just take a moment and experience Paris and New York, just as Gershwin did. I think we're good. It's okay to clap. There's a boat that's leaving soon for New York. Come with me. That's where we belong, sister. You and me can live that high life in New York. Come with me. There you can't go wrong, sister. I'll buy you the sweetest mansion, open up Fifth Avenue, and through Harlem we'll go strutting, and there'll be nothing too good for you. I'll dress you in silk and satins, in the latest Paris styles, and all the blues you'll be forgetting, there'll be no fretting, just nothing but smiles. Come along with me, that's the place. Don't be a fool and come along. Come on. There's a boat that's leaving soon for New York. Come with me. That's where we belong, sister. That's where we belong. Come, Bess. Well, since we're having a good time, this next song, it speaks to the sentiments on my heart. It's titled The Impossible Dream. It's a Broadway number, and I'm sure many of you may be familiar with it. But I want to take this time just to have a quick moment of silence, and if we could, you take your right hand and just place it over your heart. We have a little technical difficulties. I'll sing it. All right. So, this hand, right heart. Just take a moment to think about the people in France, different parts of the world where there is suffrage, inequalities, people who are needing hope. This is for you, the impossible dream. to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, and to run where the brave dare not go, and to right the unrightable wrong, and to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march right into hell for that heavenly cause. And I know if I only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest, and the world will be better for this. Oh, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star.
That was absolutely beautiful. John needs to help me now. Oh, I'm sorry. Your Imperial Majesty needs to help me now. Thank you, sir. John Tilford, I want to thank him for this incredible show. He is an amazing colleague and friend, and I'm very, very, very lucky that he happened to walk into my office a few years ago.
Thank you.
So, Napoleon III.
Thank you all. Thank you all. And just to give a little brief bit of history as we wrap up this wonderful evening, I am Napoleon III, not the first, so I'm not too tall for this costume. Napoleon III was Napoleon's nephew. Why was there no Napoleon II? Because his son and his brother never made it to the throne. So for the sake of posterity, they decided that he would crown himself Napoleon III. He was the first publicly elected president of France. He held that office for a number of years, and just as the term was about to end, he decided, I'm going to try the crown on just for looks. In December of 1851, he tried this crown on, and he liked it so much he couldn't give it up. So a year later, in December of 1852, he crowned himself Emperor of France. And Hugo went into self-imposed exile because Victor Hugo was his greatest ally when he was running as a president for the people and by the people. But the minute he put this crown on, Hugo said, "You can go to hell, and I never want to see you again." And Hugo got on a boat and went to Guernsey. And the minute Napoleon III was deposed by the people, along with his wife, Empress Eugenie, he came right back to France as the conquering hero. And when he died one of the greatest heroes France ever had. He was laid in state under the Arc de Triomphe, and he was buried in the Pantheon. And Nadar, who is an artist represented by 5 works on that wall, which is not something you see every day. Nadar, who was also a photographer, photographed the deathbed of Victor Hugo. So that's your history lesson for the night. So, no, I'm not Napoleon I, I'm Napoleon III. But, more importantly, did you all have a good evening tonight? If we do this again, would you like to come back? And I'll have an even better outfit, and so will Elizabeth. We'll do something even more incredible, if you can imagine it. But seriously, we want to thank you all. Something to remember with this museum. We have an incredible permanent collection that Elizabeth and I have doubled in 3 years. That museum down the road, when their director left last year, he doubled the collection, but it took him about 10, 15 years. We did it in 3. That's incredible. But more importantly, they had a lot of money. We have no acquisitions fund for this permanent collection. Every single thing in this museum has been donated by the generosity of donors like the Schlossbergs and others. And unlike another museum, we are charged with the mission of education because we are part of a larger institution, that is Oglethorpe University. And I've worked in higher education for 15 years. I've been around different places. But I really want to thank one person whose vision and determination has made this institution what it is today, and that is President Larry Scholl. So please tell all of your friends about Oglethorpe University and the museum here. Please come see the exhibition. It closes on December 6th. There's still plenty of time to see it. But as you all leave, we have gifts for you. And among the gifts is a little piece of paper to consider the possibility of becoming a member of this museum. You can come to all of our lectures, come to all of our events for free. Once you become a member, you receive a discount in the gift shop. And more importantly, you help to support the mission of this institution. Thank you.
One last word of thanks to our very dedicated Oglethorpe University Museum of Art Advisory Board, many of whom are here this evening and have very creatively support us in our endeavors. Thanks to them as well, and to all of you. Enjoy. Thank you.